Today, we're completely demystifying the end-to-end viral KDP workflow. Listen, if you've been trying to build a self-publishing business on Amazon, but you're feeling totally trapped by sky-high competition, or maybe you're paralyzed by the fear of an accidental AI account ban, you are in the exact right place. We're going to show you how to leverage AI the right way to cut through all the noise and build a highly profitable publishing pipeline.
Here is our quick roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll cover finding viral KDP niches. Second, it's Claude versus ChatGPT for books. Third, we're exposing the paperback formatting math. And finally, we'll break down the KDP AI disclosure rules.
All right, let's jump right into section 1, finding viral KDP niches. The core idea here, micro niches equal macro profits.
The whole landscape of self-publishing has fundamentally shifted. The riches aren't in broad categories anymore. They are found in highly specific micro-niches. Just take a look at this number, 16,117. That is the exact monthly Amazon search volume for one hyper-specific phrase, word search for dementia patients. We aren't talking about a generic puzzle book here. It's a very specific product solving a very specific problem. A niche filled with desperate buyers is always going to beat a niche of casual browsers.
So what's the financial payoff? Honestly, it's staggering. What blew my mind the most in our research was seeing a single, highly targeted stroke recovery activity book pulling in $120 a day in royalties. That is literally over $3,000 a month from just one simple, focused activity book that fills a critical rehabilitation need.
Let's dive into this list. The AI model Claude actually found and validated several of these low-competition, high-urgency micro-niches straight from Amazon. Beyond those dementia word searches and stroke recovery books, there's also a huge market for grief and loss activity books for kids, incredibly low competition but really high demand. Moving over to nonfiction, we're seeing role-specific AI guides. Think Claude for junior corporate lawyers instead of just generic AI tips. And then there are highly lucrative certification study packs for things like AWS or nursing exams. Basically, these audiences have a hard deadline and high urgency, and that's what drives massive sales.
Now, before we move on to the actual writing process, I've got a quick question for you. Are you ready to master the KDP algorithm and build your own profitable pipeline? Because we are dropping these high-value insights constantly. So right now, take a quick second to hit that like button, drop a comment below on which of those niches surprised you the most, and make absolutely sure you subscribe to the channel at Brand Tech Auth. Your engagement is what allows us to keep breaking down these incredible workflows for you. All right, let's keep moving.
That brings us to Section 2, Claude versus ChatGPT for books, the ultimate prose showdown.
When we really analyze the prose, Claude is the undeniable winner for natural human-like writing. It just hedges less, it follows precise tone controls beautifully, and it completely avoids those clunky, formulaic transitions that practically scream, "An AI wrote this." It holds absolute nonfiction supremacy. ChatGPT, on the other hand, offers a much better all-in-one ecosystem for native formatting requests and actually generating your cover images right there inside the chat.
There's a quote from our sources that perfectly hits the nail on the head. Claude writes more natural prose. ChatGPT is the more complete product. Look, if you want a book that requires significantly less human rewriting and actually sounds like a credible human expert, Claude is for sure your tool. But if you're looking for a complete suite to draft, format, and create visual art all in one single window, well, ChatGPT takes the crown.
But here is the absolutely crucial catch. Neither of these models is going to hold a 60,000-word argument together on its own. You'll hear a ton of hype about massive context windows, Claude handling 200,000 tokens, or ChatGPT swallowing whole textbooks. But relying on that massive memory for narrative consistency, it's kind of a myth. Both tools will quietly contradict themselves across chapters or completely drift in tone. You still have to manually guide the AI, outline by outline, chapter by chapter. That's how you maintain a coherent argument.
Right, let's pivot to Section 3, Paperback Formatting Math Exposed. It's time to get past the printers.
This is the precise physical reality of paperback publishing. It's the exact math that online publishing gurus always seem to forget to teach you. The absolute most critical measurement is your gutter margin. That's the inside margin where the pages are bound together. Now, if your book is between 24 and 150 pages, your gutter must be exactly 0.375 inches. But the very second you hit 151 pages, it suddenly jumps to 0.5 inches. If you miss this, your text literally gets sucked into the binding, and Amazon will reject your manuscript outright.
Next up are the highly specific spine multipliers.
I actually found it wild just how exact this needs to be. When you format your physical paperback cover, the spine width depends entirely on the thickness of the paper you choose. For standard black ink on white paper, you have to multiply your total page count by 0.002252 inches. If you upgrade to cream paper, it's 0.0025 inches. You literally have to calculate this out to the decimal to make sure your spine text doesn't wrap awkwardly onto the front or back cover.
Once you have that spine multiplier figured out, you use it to calculate your total cover size. It's like a giant puzzle. To find your exact cover width, you simply take your standard 0.125-inch bleed requirement, add the trim width of your back cover, add that highly specific spine width you just calculated, add the front cover trim width, and finally add the bleed on the right side. It is a precise mathematical equation, but mastering it ensures your book sails right past the KDP printers on the very first try.
Okay, last up is Section 4, KDP AI Disclosure Rules. Let's talk about staying safe on Amazon.
Amazon draws a very strict line in the sand between AI-generated and AI-assisted content. AI-generated means an AI tool drafted the actual text, created the cover art, or performed a translation of your book. If you fall into this category, you absolutely must disclose it by checking the box during publishing. AI-assisted, however, means you just used AI as a helper. Brainstorming ideas, running grammar checks, or having it generate an outline that you then wrote yourself. For AI-assisted content, no disclosure is required whatsoever.
Now, you might be wondering, what's the catch? Well, it's incredibly easy to fall into some common author traps here. The absolute biggest mistake is assuming that just because you heavily edited an AI draft, it's now considered human-written. Actually, according to Amazon, if the first draft came from an AI, it is AI-generated and must be disclosed no matter how much you edited it. Authors also frequently forget that AI-generated cover art requires disclosure, or they falsely think running text to a paraphrasing tool tricks the system. It definitely does not. Oh, and AI translations? Those count as generated content too and require full disclosure. And if you fail to disclose AI-generated content, the penalty is swift. Amazon can enforce immediate book removal without any prior warning whatsoever, which means your pending royalties for that title might be withheld. In really egregious cases, or for repeat violations, you're looking at a permanent KDP account suspension. Transparency and honesty are literally your best business strategies when publishing on this platform.
And that brings us to the end of today's explainer on the viral KDP publishing pipeline. From identifying hyper-specific micro-niches with massive buyer urgency, to drafting brilliant prose with Claude, calculating the exact cover math for the printers, and securely navigating Amazon's AI rules, we've covered the whole shebang. You now have the full picture. So, my final question to you is, what highly targeted, low-competition niche are you going to conquer